Okay, so happy Homebrew Wednesday, guys. This is number 50. 51? Oh, hell. Yeah, I think next week is 52. I lost count. I better check, but I'll put it at the bottom of the screen. Anyway, hello. How are you? I apologize I'm not as many sheets to the wind this week as I was last week. And I'm actually quite tired, so I'm going to make this video and then I'm going to bed. But yeah, so here we are in the kitchen. I'm just doing this up here because it's better lighting. You know, these videos are meant to be easy, quick. I don't want to set up tripods, microphones, and everything like that. It's just supposed to be, you know, handheld, one-off, easy stuff. That way I can do it every week and not have to spend too much, you know, time setting up. I mean, after all, it is once a week. So, but yeah, let's cover a few topics this week. I'll just give you a rundown. I want to talk about something I may have mentioned in other videos. By the way, I do have cotton, just in case you do notice there's cotton. I put drops in this year a little while ago. I don't want them running out. So, may have mentioned it on other videos. I don't think I really have talked about it that much, but how did I get started home brewing? What was the catalyst for me? There was no YouTube around or even internet around when I started my brewing hobby. And so I'll go over a little bit of that with you, a little couple stories for you, you know, and talk about what I'm brewing next, and just some update on what's sort of going to be going on and why things haven't been going on as much as normal. I haven't been posting a lot of other videos other than Homebrew Wednesday. Just there's reasons, and we'll get into that. So there you go. Okay. So first of all, we'll do the stories about how I got started home brewing. I was back in the I guess about the mid '80s. Seems like forever ago. My God. We had a beer strike here in Ontario. Now that might sound weird to some of you people because it might mean like, what? You mean all the breweries stopped making beer? No. You see, we don't buy beer in grocery stores here. It's not allowed. So we have to buy it from an actual beer outlet, a beer store. Okay? So if those beer stores go on strike because the workers want more money, or you know, whatever, it's usually why, then you can't buy beer, right? So my dad, who passed away in 2005, but he, like myself, loved his beer. I mean, he drank mostly store-bought commercial beer, but still, you know, he liked to come home from work and read the paper and have his supper and have a few beers. Not that many, but, you know, a couple or 3 or 4, and then, you know, go to bed. He was a hard-working man. And when he heard a rumor that the beer stores might be going on strike, that you wouldn't be able to buy beer, he went out and bought, like, God, I don't know how many cases there were. There had to have been 20 or 30 cases of 2-4 cases of beer. And I remember seeing them all in the sort of the back of the kitchen. All this beer, you know, just in case, because he didn't know how long the strike was going to go on for. And so I think after that, my mom could probably give you better details than this, but from what I gather, after that he said, "To hell with it. I need to be able to make my own beer. If this is what's going to happen, and we're not going to have any beer because there's these strikes and shit, then we're going to make our own." And so he went down to the local homebrew supply shop, which is Complete Home Brewing, still there, where I still buy my beer kits and a lot of my supplies. And he went down and he bought the equipment to make his own beer. And I remember I used to come in and it was like, you know, he'd be pouring he'd be pouring boiling water into the fermenter, like, down the sides of the fermenter. And I said, I was asking him, like, why you do that? And he says, well, you got to sanitize it. You got to sterilize everything. You can't, it's got to be clean and sterile, kind of thing, right? So he said, boiling water should do it. It's, pretty good. And it worked for him. And then there'd be this big, I don't remember watching him actually make the beer, but there'd be this white bucket fermenting vessel in the corner of the kitchen, bubbling away, the airlock. Stink. Oh, it used to smell like rotten eggs or something. Maybe his brews were infected. I don't know, but you could smell it. Sometimes he had like 2 of them going at once. I mean, he was just like me, right? So he did that for a while, and I remember I would come in and there'd be newspapers all over the kitchen floor, and then he'd be filling the bottles. No, my mom would be filling the bottles, and my dad would be capping them. And we had the little stubbies, the ones well, what stubbies look like, I guess. And so that's what they did. And then, of course, he'd take them down to the basement, and they'd sit down there and carbonate and age. And I remember one particular time when I had like a girlfriend or whatever. I was like, this was back in 1984 or something. We broke up, and I came home, and I was kind of mad, and I was sort of, wanted some sort of sympathy. So I got drunk on his home brew. I went downstairs and I brought a bunch up. Didn't taste very good. But sorry, Dad. I'm sure it wasn't ready yet because they were on vacation. So he probably bottled it right before they went away, right? And it was supposed to sit for a few weeks before it was supposed to be, because it was still cloudy and everything. Probably tasted better than that, though. Anyway, so I got drunk off this stuff and called up a few of my friends and said, "Hey, come, you got to come over. I'm drunk and everything." So there's this couple girls and a guy comes over, and they're all like, get him some coffee, take him for a walk, and try to get him, snap him out of it. I don't even know if I was drunk. I was probably just acting. Because, but you never know. I mean, at that age, you drink 2 beers, you're half in the bag. So that's the story I remember. I think my dad eventually abandoned making his own beer at home, and he went to a place to make it there, like an in-house brewery, like a brew your own beer. I think it was called the Firkin Brewery. He used to call it the Frickin' Brewery, but I believe it was Firkin, Ferkin, that you would go and they would brew it for you, and then you would bottle it and stuff. And that was pretty good beer. That stuff, it was actually quite good. I remember that, and it was about half the price of store-bought beer. So, but he still had his equipment, and by about 1989, 1990, I was looking at this stuff going, I wonder, I started buying beer back then, and it was expensive, and I thought, maybe I should make some of my own beer, So I got his old bucket out and his hoses and all that stuff, and I found an old can of liquid malt extract. I opened it, and it was, no, you couldn't use it. It was a couple years old. It didn't smell good. So I went down to the Complete Home Brewing, the local homebrew place. I think I bought a can of, it was either Brew Canada or John Bull malt extract, pre-hopped, and a whole shitload of dextrose. That's what, and the recipe, which was printed on a piece of paper. I think they typed it. They typed it and then photocopied it. And it was, how you boil this, you add your liquid malt extract, you put your sugar in, this much sugar, and he told me, he said, if you want to have more alcohol, you just add more sugar. See, back then we weren't really, it was a very primitive hobby. I mean, there was no internet and stuff, so you just did what you you know, what you did. And you said, well, I want more alcohol, so I add more sugar. You didn't know that that was going to kind of hurt the beer, but, you know, the body of the beer and stuff. But so I started brewing, and we were making some pretty good stuff. Me and my father-in-law at the time. It was turning out okay. For what we were doing, just kit and kilo. And eventually I just, he gave it up after a while, and I kept on going. Because, you know, where I live, and I've said this before, so I won't dwell. If you want to, you know, beer's expensive, right? Where I live. So if you want to drink it, you pretty much, unless you know, have a lot of money or you've got money to throw away, you kind of have to make it. I mean, it's just, a lot of people don't. They just spend the money and buy it. But, you know, I was living with my girlfriend, and we didn't have a lot of money, and it was like, you know, beer was expensive, so I'm going to make beer. And that's how I got started at it. And I did John Bull kits, Brew Canada kits, and then along came Cooper's. I know Cooper's was around longer, but I think my homebrew supplier had just started carrying the Cooper's kits. This was probably getting close to the mid-90s by now when I started making the Cooper's. And I guess the rest is kind of history. I never look back. And did the videos on YouTube, and, you know, everything started to sort of roll with that. Of course, you know, I made beer from the beer kits for years and years. I mean, to me, there was no, like, other way to do it. Like, I saw the books, I saw the grains and them grinding them. I thought, I don't have to do that. Like, I guess those books are old. You know, I didn't know. I thought, well, these books must be outdated, because now we can just open a can and do it. You know? So, you know, now obviously we know differently that, you know, all grain brewing is great, and, you know, it's a fantastic way to make beer and whatnot. You know, kits are still fine, and you can make good beer from those too, but I didn't know that back then. I figured, hey, this is an outdated book. They're grinding shit up. Whatever. I'm just going to make it this way, you know. And but along came the internet and YouTube, and fast forward, and here we are. So that's how I got started. And the only reason I made the homebrew videos on YouTube that I did, the original series, the 4, you know, parts, homebrewing the easy way, or whatever I called it, is because I didn't know what else to do with the channel. I just thought, well, I don't know, I'm just going to make some beer. Maybe I'll film it and put it on, like, YouTube. YouTube was like not even a year old at the time. And I figured, well, what else am I going to do on there? I may as well make some beer. Show people how to do it without all those grinders and things like that. Of course, now I've learned so much from it, from the internet and all you guys and YouTube and everything else. Now we got the real picture, you know. But back then I had no idea. I was like, let's just show them how to do it this way. Never mind all these, you know, complicated methods. Let's show. But hey, it gets people started. It got me started way back when. If I thought that I had to, and you know, some people are different, and some people have more ambition or whatever than others. If I thought that I had to make all grain beer, I probably would never have done it, because I just would have thought, oh man, I can't, you know, I was too lazy, can't do it. So for some people, it's a great way to get started, and then some people keep on doing it, and some people, they move on to other methods. But we've talked about that before. I won't dwell on it. I just wanted to give you a little history on how I got started making beer, and I have not looked back. I love making it. I'm currently not drinking home brew because I didn't have time today or yesterday to keg the batch that I have, which is a Cooper's IPA. I've been brewing a lot of kits lately because I haven't had a lot of time. And as I said before, when you're living where I live, and if you want to drink beer and you're on a budget like I am, you got to make it. You got to make your own. And if you don't have time to do all grain or even partials, you brew the kits. It pretty much, you know, it makes perfect sense. You just do it. They taste better than this. I'm not going to show the label. I mean, you guys know what I usually buy. It's the cheapest beer you can buy. It's 30 bucks a 2 for. 30 bucks for 24 beers. It's not terrible. I've made worse homebrew, but you know, it's not as good as the stuff we usually make. But that's what macro beers are. So, okay, next, let's move on to what I'm brewing, what I'm going to be brewing, and I'll definitely shoot some video of it as well. You know, just a few clips here and there of me brewing what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing 2 partial extract beers. One is a, I believe it's the equivalent of a Cooper's Ale. And the other one is the equivalent of a Kilkenny. They use, the Kilkenny has 3 kilograms of amber malt extract, a few grains. I think there's some Cara, some Crystal 60 and some Cara. Oh shit, I should have brought the recipes. Anyways, you'll see it when I do it. A couple hop additions, and you know, 1 hour boil, and plus the steeping. And then the other one is going to be a equivalent of a Cooper's. I believe it's an ale. It's a very light colored beer. I believe it's 1 kilogram of light liquid malt extract, 1 kilogram of amber, and 1 kilogram of maltose or high malt glucose. They just call it glucose, but it's that sticky stuff I used to always use, that syrupy stuff. So these are just simple partial recipes. And then I have an all grain recipe that I'm also going to be doing again too, so I'll film some of that. I can't remember what the name of it is. I've got it written down. I went out and picked up a whole bunch of crap, so we can do, but I haven't had time, so that's why I have only just been doing the simple ones. Yeah, I'm sorry, this video is not as entertaining as the last week's. I can't always get pissed drunk when I make these. I'm trying, but these beers don't do it for me anymore. So the thing too is that I'm getting a lot of, I think people are not getting impatient, but wondering, you know, why haven't I been doing Craig's Kitchen videos? Why haven't I been doing more brewing videos? Pretty much everything I've been doing is just Homebrew Wednesdays, you know. The reason is just because my wife decided, and I'm glad she's sleeping right now, she decided she wants to paint the house, the interior of the house. So, you know, but the problem with that is that when my wife, oftentimes, and she's a lot like me, when she starts to do something, she'll finish it 75%, and then she'll take a little break, and then she won't get back onto it until for a few weeks. So there's paint cans, and there's a ladder in my living room, and there's a lot of stuff in the kitchen here that shouldn't be here. So I can't make videos because it's, you know, it's not really suitable for cooking. You know, we cook, but obviously I don't want to make a video when it's not tidy. I mean, it's, you know, it's presentable, but it's not for a video. So that's for the Craig's Kitchens. Well, I do have them planned. I just have to clean out, you know, my corner here and get myself so I can do that. But we've been so busy painting, and she keeps buying these little pieces of furniture that she finds at these thrift shops and these Salvation Army, these little shelves and you know, cabinets and things. Like, where are you going to put this thing? Oh, I'll find a place. You know, it's like, well, we live in a shoebox, so you can, good luck with that. But so yeah, that's, you know, it's not like I'm not going to do these things, guy. I really do. I promise I'm going to put these videos out. I'm in a little bit of a rut right now as far as taping things, videotaping stuff. But I'll get back into it. I'll get back into, the pendulum's going to swing the other way. And I'll be able to get back into the momentum of filming stuff and editing it and putting it on you. You know, sometimes you just you do so much I'm gonna get another beer. Swill, swill, swill. Oh, swill, swill. My. Oh, yeah, they're warm too, so that's the other problem. I didn't put them in the fridge. Just get the lid off there. Ah, okay. So, this is not homebrew, but at least the video is homebrew related. And by the way, thanks you guys for your support and everything. And I know it is my channel and my videos, but I do have to keep it. If Homebrew Wednesday is not my idea, it's not my baby. So, you know, I have to keep within, I think, what the originator of it, S.J. Poor, intended, which is it's to be a homebrew update. So, you know, although we slide off the rails a little bit sometimes, I still do. I think it's only fair to honor his, you know, his original idea, which was to keep it, you know, homebrew related as much as possible. But we can deviate here and there. But thank you, anyways, for that. I did get the thermometer, by the way. I did. I told you that already. Yeah, I ordered it. It did come. The CDN, whatever the hell the model is, from Amazon. And very happy with it. I haven't brewed with it yet, but I've been putting it in like glasses of water and stuff. And it's very good. It's very nice. So good to hear. Good to have that. And I guess what was the last thing I think was going to talk about? I think I've covered everything. I don't know what else to say. I know it's been kind of a boring video, structured update kind of thing, but that's, you know, what I got. I feel like I have, you know, I think what I might do on my channel, because it is my channel, I can do what the hell I want. You guys don't, you know, they don't have to watch the videos. If they don't want to, they can skip them, you know. I might just start, in addition to the brewing and cooking and other stuff I do, and I'm going to be doing more of the behind the songs videos too, by the way. Don't worry, that's coming up. Those are easy ones I can do quickly. I think I just want to blog more, like talk, you know, about stuff unbeer related, you know, not home brewing related. The old Craig Talk series, maybe that'll be resurrected, and it might not be about black holes or space or, you know, other dimensions. Maybe it'll just be about, like, you know, something shit that happened that day or something good that happened that day. Trying to open as many doors as I can to my channel, because not everybody's into home brewing. So if I do music, cooking, vlogs, and other things. Oh, there's camping. We went camping this year. I just have to put that together and stick that up on here. So that's coming up. I know people keep asking me about the whiskey video, and it's definitely coming up. It's just that I have to edit these things. You know, these things take time. It's something I don't always have. And so I've got a lot of plans, and that's a promise. That's a promise. So when I don't break promises. Anyway, let's get back to drinking a couple more of my beers here, my store-boughts. And tonight, actually probably tomorrow, I'll be kegging, and I'll have a nice new home brew by Friday for my cast on JTV. Nice new home brew. Just a kit, but nice new home brew. Better than this. And I'm really excited to get my other brews going, the ones I just mentioned earlier. I can't wait to taste these things. So, okay, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for all your comments, support. Please rate the video, thumbs up if you like it. And if you don't like it, don't watch it. I guess that's too late for that, isn't it? Now, at this point in time. But, subscribe and spread the word and all that good stuff. Let's take another, do a cheers. I can get another swallow of this down without throwing up. Cheers, guys. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. See you Friday, and we'll see you soon on YouTube. Thanks for watching.